bounced this project off a lot of people. We did some workshops at ACT. ACT is actually co-producing with us next year. We're going to be in the Allen space, which is that great space that a bunch of legendary rock bands played in back in the day. The Doors, Janis Joplin, Grateful Dead. And essentially, we're making a play. We started interviewing people, women who made music in the late 80s and early 90s in Seattle. We've had over 24 interviews. And through that, we've created these characters that are really an amalgamation of a bunch of different people. And we're sort of telling twin parallel stories, which is stories we have a real want and need to get a lot of this older music that wasn't as heard and wasn't as sort of put up there in the commercial radio. And then the other storyline is really about Seattle. Seattle is sort of the other character in the play, which is during this time where the world kind of came to Seattle, Seattle changed, and Seattle's changed a lot in 20 years. That billboard that was put up in the 70s when the recession really hit and the Boeing bust happened in Seattle that said, will the last person in Seattle please turn out the lights? And it was this huge billboard kind of by SeaTac. 2 real estate agents actually put it up, and it became kind of infamous. And we sort of parallel that with a lot of the kids who grew up in that time became the kids who basically were making music at the height of the grunge scene. And what do you do with that kind of cynicism and like the world kind of forgot about us, so we're just going to make our own little world here in this really depressed economy. And all of a sudden this bright light was turned on in the city, and how did it kind of change everybody? How did it change these young people who didn't even realize in some ways what they were creating? And so we're creating this musical. It's titled These Streets. My interest and Greta's interest as well is not just to make some historical piece. We want to make a piece of imaginative, wonderful, magical art, that like a rock musical play that you come and get to enjoy.